Hello friends, it's Pastor, and today we're going to be talking about the two hand cannons of Battlefield 4, namely the Rex, which is about to pull off a super sexy shot right here. Boom, right to the brain. That's how that works. And the Magnum, and why in my opinion these two are the absolute worst guns in Battlefield 4. So before I continue down this road of seeming negativity on Battlefield 4 with these two weapons, I don't want you to think that you can't kill people with these weapons or that you can't have fun with these weapons, because you really truly can have fun with these weapons. And I had some pretty frustrating moments while playing and recording footage for these guns, but I also had a lot of fun moments. For example, as with Battlefield 3, you put some explosives down and, well, you know what happens next. And these are some M2 slams in Battlefield 4 on the top of this very high little mountain here, and giant explosion. And well, it turns out giant explosions don't always kill people in Battlefield 4. So, we'll have to try that again, right? And maybe this time we use some AT mines and set them down. And instead of a sniper, we'll have a support player on the top of the same mountain using a mortar, because that's tactical right there, highly strategic, putting a mortar in the very middle of the map on the top of a mountain that everyone's going to see. And pay dirt. So that's a fun factor. Sneaking up behind people that are, totally oblivious to everything going on around them, waiting and lining it up perfectly, standing as close to them as you can, and then putting a bullet in the back of their head. Not gonna lie, it's kind of entertaining. Another plus side to the Magnum, I guess, would be the 3x scope that you get. Putting that on makes it moderate at medium to longer ranges. So if you're going to be using like a personal defense weapon, something more exclusively towards the closer range, I can see that being semi-valid. Still, the drawbacks of the Magnum and the Rex are pretty tremendous. Namely, this kind of delay between when you click your mouse and the gun actually fires, making it quite difficult to actually hit moving targets, because you don't lead them like you would lead them with any other gun. There's this weird delay, and you're hearing the sound of it like the hammer's cocking back or something and slamming down. And in Battlefield 3 there was this nice fluid, you click and the gun fires. In Battlefield 4 you click and then the gun fires. And that's not really a good thing, and it makes it very hard to be judging moving targets. So you will have moments where you're like, what are you talking about? I just got on like a 5 kill streak or something with it. Well, I want you to pay attention, and you'll probably notice that most of the people that you're killing with these weapons, number one, don't know you're there in the first place, and number two, aren't probably moving, because firing at people that are moving with these weapons proved to be exceptionally difficult. So yes, the troll mode is nice, but that delay in firing makes it to where your only real opportune targets are going to be the ones that aren't moving. And you'd really be better off with some of the other weapons. If you want a little bit more damage, then do like a 1911 and the compact 45. You get some more bullets, and it actually fires when you pull the trigger. I personally would hope that they would bring back the Magnum and Rex Love to the levels of Battlefield 3, and I suspect that these weapons got this kind of massive nerf from Battlefield 3 due to probably complaints on the forums from players that were complained about the other more skillful players headshotting them with the Magnum and the Rex and things like that. On that note, it's frustrating to me that there's so much complaining about, oh, this gun is OP and this gun is OP and things of that nature. And yes, I understand things like the buckshot and shotguns is crazy. The ranges that you can kill people in one shot with buckshots and shotguns, it's pretty crazy. And so people complain and they say this should be nerfed, and I understand that to a point, but there also has to be this sense in games. I personally feel there should be guns that straight out way outperform other weapons. If all of the weapons are the same or perform so close to the same, what's the point of even having so many different weapons in the game? I mean, what, just because it looks different? Because it sounds like people want them all to work exactly the same. I kind of like the model that you see in like CSGO, where the weapon that seems to do the best seems to require the most skill. So, there should be guns that, if you were able to master, are just going to outperform those other easier to use weapons. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, Pastor, isn't that the Rex and the Magnum? If you master these guns, they're going to be super awesome and way better than the other handguns in Battlefield 4. Well, not exactly, and the reason is that even if you mastered and are able to put all your targets down range on somebody, say at certain ranges, it takes like 5 body shots to kill somebody. I experienced this firsthand, which was way too many for a gun that has such a delay when you actually pull the trigger, and such a slow rate of fire, and is really very inaccurate when it comes right down to it. Just like this grenade. Very inaccurate. I don't know what was going on in my head right there. And you're about to see a sliding man. Right there! Right there. So you might disagree with me. You might think these guns are a lot better than I'm giving them credit for. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you disagree with me on there should be better weapons in Battlefield 4 than other weapons, let me know. Maybe you want everything to be the same. Personally, I think there should be an M16. I think there should be an AEK. And in Battlefield 4, there should be an L85 that just dominates other weapons. That's my opinion. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless.